are now live with Robbie Ripoll on the Reinventing the Tattoo Network. I'm going to put in one of my I haven't slept in forever and I've drinking too much to be proper host, so I'm going to share the Reinventing the Tattoo website and show you how you could beam in. And my screen sharing is going to be bad because I upgraded my Zoom. I knew this was coming. No, this has happened in the past. I'm feeling bad. Robbie, how are you? Show is yours.
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'd be better if I could turn myself off, but now I'm stuck in limbo. I can't screen share. I can't turn my camera off. I can't turn my mic off. As soon as I can, though, I'm going to.
Never have I had a better intro.
We should turn this into we should make a podcast version of this. That's a great idea. Okay.
Dude, I'm ready. I'm totally ready. Yeah, let's get it together. All right, here we are. Oh, and this thing sucks. Cool. And now you're frozen, Dave.
I'm frozen.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Invest in better ring light.
Well, the show is all yours.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. Well, today I am on my back porch getting my hair did by my wonderful and lovely friend, Erica Noon, aka Disco Dreads on the Instagram. And she and I talk about feelings all the time. So
if you want to or not.
So yeah. So today we are here doing this. And I am not sure. Oh, there we are. There I am. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it keeps, there it is. All right. Let me change my view. What the fuck? There we go. Hey. So yeah, Erica's visiting from Philly. We know her from when Donna lived up there, and she's been doing our hair along with our other friend that she owns a salon, Rebel Salon. In, is that considered Philly?
Yeah, it's in Philadelphia.
Okay.
In Port Richmond.
Okay.
Port Richmond.
Yeah, so they own that studio together, and that's how we met. And I reluctantly got my hair did by them because I trusted my girl. And then after a while, we just became like really good friends, and now like soul family. So this is the wonderful and wild Erica Noon.
Hello, everybody.
So I don't know. Let's hear something about you.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Like what?
I don't know. Something that the people would like. Let empanada out, please.
Let me close the door so it's not like
Right.
whatever takes place, but he's just going to keep knocking.
Yes, he is. So yeah, I don't know. How'd you get into doing dreadlocks?
Let's see. Well, yes, I've been a hairstylist officially for 15 years now. And just after about 10 years in and working at different places, I was no longer feeling motivated. I kind of lost that pizzazz, I guess you would say. And I don't know, I was actually about to quit doing hair altogether, like at the 10-year mark. And then I was in a position where I had to leave a salon. It was just a really bad situation. And I was now living in Philly, and I had my license in Jersey and needed to get my license in PA if I wanted to continue pursuing it there. So at that point, I left there and said, this is my last attempt. I'm going to go to school, get my license, and, you know, figure it out. And I wasn't working while I was finishing school. And then I had that moment of, oh, fuck, I don't have a job. And so I started looking. I kind of got in my mind about working at a dreadlock salon because I was just like, people got to be cool. They have to be like open-minded and maybe like-minded people. And I didn't necessarily like want to do dreadlocks. I just wanted to be, I had a feeling I wanted to be in that environment. So,
which is an interesting like that's like an interesting realization. Like,
Right.
I want to be in the dreadlock world.
Right.
Yeah, like
There wasn't any like, oh my God, I want to learn this. Like I fucking took a chance, and then, you know, exactly everything I thought. I got there and I was doing my vivid color and all that. And I was starting to really meet a lot of the dreadlock clients and things. And I was like, these people are fucking cool. They are open-minded. These are all the things I thought. And then, I don't know, just seeing the work and watching that. And then it wasn't long, I think a month or two of being there. Krista, my partner, had brought me in hair to play with. And unbeknownst to her, I had just fucking decided to dye my hair that weekend. And the hair she brought me in matched the color that, you know, I had done my hair. So I made a set, had a set of my own. And that's kind of how it started.
so you made a set of synthetic
Yeah.
threads?
Yeah. Made a synthetics, loved wearing them, loved how it looked, all of that. And then, yeah, I guess about a year or two in, I finally was like, I want to learn this. Like, I love these clients. I love these people and the energy. And I want to, you know, it became more about working with certain people than it did doing the whatever the work was at that point. And then, of course, started doing dreads and yeah, felt like inspired again by learning something new. And even now, just taking it to different heights and levels. We're experimenting today.
Yeah, we are.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
But that is how I came to, do dreadlocks. And it changed my life, changed my career. And
Getting a call and I have to send you voicemail. All right.
sorry about that, Lawrence.
Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, you said like you almost like quit altogether. Like what?
I was feeling like, what the fuck? Like I have been at this for 10 years and I feel like I'm getting nowhere. I'm broke. I'm all these things. I'm worrying about, you know, how I'm gonna pay my bills. And it's, you know, you think you put 10 years into something, like now I know, whatever. But at the time it's like, oh my God, when is this gonna like pay off? This is what I thought I was set out to do. And you know, and just that last push, I actually had a very dear friend, you know, client, now dear friend. She had called me when I left that salon and I was like, not knowing where I was going with my life. And it was her just being so nice and just hyping me up and being like, you are this magical being of hair sorcery and, you know, all this. And I was like, oh, wow. All right. I'm not completely fucking up. And, you know, and that's where I kept going and, you know, went to school and finished the things and then, started working at Rebel. And then now, there for 4 years, 5 years. And then, Chris and I just bought it last year. Now I'm in a totally different situation than when I was like that 6 years ago now. And don't have to worry about the financial struggles or stability and all those things, but
so now it's like, what's next?
Now what?
which is kind of funny. Erica just signed up to be in my coaching program that's starting in August, and that's like kind of the thing that, you know, we were talking about, like who you gonna be now, bud? Like, and it's really cool, you know, to connect with people on a way where, I don't know, the recording stopped.
Oh, I don't know why the recording stopped. I'll try to start that. I made you the host. I just tried to make you the host. Oh, now you need to now you need to record.
Now I need to record. Okay.
If you can.
Um,
You don't have to. It's still going out and streaming and recording, so don't you worry about it.
okay.
But now you're the host, so whenever anybody wants to beam in, you'll get a notice that says, "Hey, so and so wants to join the Zoom." Like Renee.
But yeah, you know, that's one of the things that since you've been here, we've been talking about a lot, like being able to like talk about crazy things and dreams and like, you know, the call that I was on earlier while you were doing my hair, you know, one of the conversations me and Peter were having was like, you know, he shares his dreams with some people and they like think he's crazy. And I've
Right.
been there a number of times. So, you know, like even the dreams that I've had that I'm starting to make realities are like really, you know, it's hard to settle into. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I remember when you guys were buying the salon, you guys were
Right.
both like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
how do we do this? What are we doing? It was so shaky and it was so weird. But the one thing I always love is that, and me and Gabe were talking about this earlier, that the tattoo industry and the hair industry are almost like the same fucking animal.
Right.
So it's really cool to be able to connect and take the content of the work out, but still have the context of the work
Absolutely.
almost the same, you
Clients'
know?
experience, the
Right.
certifications, the bonds.
Well, you know, like one of the things that I've been giving you shit about is telling you you're a healer, and you're like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, well,
Fun. Crazy.
but you know, think about it. The healing aspect of a session in your chair.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like people get things off their chest. People fucking bounce ideas off you. You seen the movie Barbershop, right?
For sure.
I remember when he was like, everything a barber is, you know, were you a pimp, a style coach? It just goes through all the things that, you know, that person, like your hands are on this person.
Yeah.
You
You're
know,
transferring that energy,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
sharing that space. And yeah, ultimately it's right. Almost not even about the service you're doing, like physically, but just being there for somebody.
right. The support you give them, the energy you're giving them, you know, because you know, as much as I do, your day is going to suck and the client's experience is going to suck if you bring the bad energy of a shitty morning to work.
Yep.
You know, like we have to shield ourselves from negative energies that can come in when we're at work.
Yep.
We have to rid ourselves from negative energies that we're bringing to the table, possibly. You know, like at the end of the day, we got to be really fucking careful of how we treat the whole situation. Like this one tattooer, Joshua Carlton, he's amazing tattooer and amazing human. One of the things he said, I can't remember where he said it, but I think he like put it on his social media one day. Like, don't get into the loop of talking shit about your client in your head
Right.
on the way to the appointment. Because like I'll do that. Like we were just talking about it today. I always, every time I fucking do these talk shows, I'm like, oh, I don't want to fucking do this today. Like I'd rather not do anything. And then when I do it, I'm like, wow, I really loved this.
Right.
So, you know, getting out of the habit of, you know, demonizing your client because of whatever negative self-talk goes on. I don't know if you go through that too.
No, for
But-
sure. And it's like, you know, being young and stupid, I've definitely had those days where I go home from work and I'm like, who the fuck was I today? Like, why did I say
Yeah.
that? Like, why did I, oh God. And then it like, you know, builds further from that. And it's like, yeah, it is important. So, right, we've talked about how, I think I was saying to you, it's like, sit there, I have a sound bowl and I'll just be fucking stupid. And I'm like, it's going to be good today. It's going to be good. I'm going to be good. I am not going to, you know, like start my day off, right, ruining my day before it's even started.
Right. Because like a lot of the time with me, I'll be like, this motherfucker, I can't believe they want this, this, and this. And then like I find this like beautifully fucking stunning, graceful way to pull it all together. Right. But like instead of like knowing that I'm gonna do that, I'll be like frustrated at them for challenging me.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, this, what the, and that, or where you like, you sit there and you like think it's gonna be a bad time. And then as soon as you sit down, like you connect instantly with that person, you're like, kindred, I love you, soul family.
Right.
Like, wow. So it's really funny how, and I feel like it's, we talk a lot about fear. I feel like a lot of it is the fear of it not going the way we want it to. You know, that's why the bad day happens. Because we're so afraid of having a bad day that we talk ourselves into having a bad day.
Right.
But
We
like,
manifested the bad.
right. And like, that's the thing. Like, you know, I had a friend one time, you know, he would listen to like Parov Stellar radio, which is like this really like old timey music mixed with some really upbeat, like dubsteppy type house type beats. And like, that was like his meditative music in the morning because he would like, that would energize him. Right.
Yeah.
So like, you know, your singable meditation where you're just like, I want to have a good day. This is stupid. But like, really like, dude, you know, take the this is stupid out of it. And the truth of it is,
started my day silly and happy.
exactly,
Right.
playful, and like meditation doesn't have to be this like stoic
Right.
and that's beautiful and brilliant, and you do get something from that. But you know, the meditative state, you know, I read this one book, I think it was just called Happiness. And basically it was just like, you know, you can have walking meditation, eating meditation, meditation on the phone, driving meditation. Like you can just be in a meditative state all throughout your day. It doesn't have to be this like, you know, deep,
Textbook answer.
right?
Sit there with your hands up and
Right. Yeah. Like I had one friend, he would fucking he would teach meditation through movement and dance.
right.
And like, you know, just really getting in touch with that, you know, energy flow. And I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting, you know. And that was also at a time where I think I was too stringent on myself.
Do you think it's right? Like, because I've been to those things and it's like, I'm missing the whole point sometimes because you're supposed to feel silly, right? It's supposed to like take you out of that feeling so serious all the time element and like not taking yourself so seriously. So you're not carrying that, like, I don't know, just crazed energy all the time. But yeah, I've been to those and I'm like, people are rolling around on the ground and I feel weird.
Right.
Do I do that too? I don't know. Maybe I'll do a cartwheel. I don't fucking know.
Right. You have to like get out of it. And I think that's part of it though. Like we talked about hallucinogens.
Yeah.
Like if you have a hard time in hallucinogens, you typically get through that and that's the ego death. And you find the answer, right? That you were looking for or that you didn't even know you were looking for.
Right.
So, you know, I feel like with dancing specifically, that's the initiation.
Right.
You know, like you have to
It wasn't
feel
about
stupid.
me learning the dance moves. It was just fucking
being vulnerable and being loose and like playing with your inner child instead of being that stoic grown up.
Right.
Like one time I was having, I want to say a breakdown, but like a break of emotions, just about situations that were going on and it was shitty. And I was like, I was dealing with not dealing with a situation as good as I wanted to.
Right.
So then I had a lot of guilt and I was crying and I was talking to Donna and Jaden, which is really brilliant. Now that Jaden lives here and he's 21, I get to talk about my real life shit with this grown little man who gives me another healing, loving perspective, you know? So, you know, I was just talking to them about what I was going through. I really don't even remember the context at the moment, but I remember saying like, I will allow myself or, you know, or I was so fucking drill sergeant and stringent that in the middle of crying and saying this, I was like, fuck, I don't allow myself much. I'm too stringent on myself. I'm too hard on myself.
Right.
I don't have enough fucking grace with myself. Fuck, that might be what I'm doing wrong.
Right.
You know, so like in that like break, I found something, right? That Robbie's too fucking hard on himself.
Right.
That's part of the reason why you see me in videos and things like this with no shirt on. Because I love being at home with no shirt on. And I feel like if I'm going to show up as my true authentic self, I shouldn't be afraid if people are going to judge me for being pudgy because I've always been the fat kid mentality.
Right.
You know, like, and that's a thing I carry around with me. So like, I like incorporate everyday practices into my comfort zone challenges. Like, how do you do comfort zone challenges?
How do I get out of my comfort? I mean, I can relate on the body image thing. And a lot of it just requires saying, fuck it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I don't feel my best in this bathing suit. Fuck it. I am here and I am here to tan these cheeks. But yeah, it's that. I mean, sometimes I think there isn't always a set plan for me of like, what are my strategies, which, you know, is what I would like to have. But yeah, I feel like getting through my life is like, fuck it, right? What's the worst that's going to come of it? Like, anybody who's going to say anything nasty or whatever things you could think of in your head, it's like, that's not really noise for me. I don't know. You know, you try to tell yourself those things, but my major one is the fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like when shit gets tough, you just say fuck it and do it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you know, I've always been like independent. So there's almost you can't just walk away from things. You have to deal, or at least that's like, you know, you're talking about like growing up and things. And you know, also dealing with that I was taught to fucking persevere. And then it's like, now I'm trying to learn the boundaries of that, right? It's like, yeah, there's a time and place where you have to persevere, but doesn't have to be all the fucking time at my own expense. And, you know, so then that's a learning the boundaries, I guess, even within myself. But,
right. And like you said, at your own expense, which like, that sucks that we have to experience and learn due to our own expense. But like, that's life, isn't it? It's
right.
like, we were, talking about relationships. I feel like relationships are a constant, constant learning the problems. You're just constantly learning how to deal with problems together or with each other or with their problems with you. And you learn how to navigate through all of that. And like, dude, like I, I have the hardest time with relationship problems because I was about to say, I think I have abandonment issues, and because I don't really feel like I've ever truly been abandoned, like as a child or anything, like I don't realize why I have them. But my first thing is, oh, we're having a fight. Okay, this is probably going to end forever. And now,
Let's set a fire.
right, whatever relationship this is going to go to shit. So yeah, let's set it ablaze.
The bucket kicks in.
Yeah, the fucking kicks in. Well, since it's going down, I'm gonna go ahead and choke this bitch to death before it dies on its own.
Right.
Let's put this situation out of its misery first.
Right. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna be my fault, not
Right.
something else.
And it's so weird how that is like a fear-based thing. It goes back to our deep things. And it's like, Donna used to tell me like, like it's abusive for you to tell me that you think we should break up when we fight. And I'm like, I don't see it that way. I'm just scared of shit, so I'm trying to run. And to reframe it as, oh my God, she feels like it's abusive. I can't be that.
Right.
Fuck. Okay, let me figure out a way to like communicate, that I'm scared as shit instead of saying, fuck this, I don't need this relationship. Because like as a man, like it's very easy to be strong, like I don't need this. I'll just go cry alone.
Right. And then I feel like I can relate to that. I don't know.
And it's not just a man thing.
No, well, I don't know. And is it because like, I grew up with my father and my brother and,
Right.
I almost like identify sometimes more, like I still have my crazy, emotions, I feel like, but I don't know. I guess they are more sometimes, yeah. Like my dad, I definitely think I'm much like him in that sense. So it's like, I get it. I do feel independent. I do feel like, yeah, at the end of the day, maybe that's of course also, yeah, if anything were to happen, you do have to survive and move on. So there's also just the realistic, but then what do you get out of that? Thinking that way.
Playing safe.
Yeah.
So one of my best friends in the world, it's cool because we've known each other for years and I've known him since he was working at Best Buy and now he's a doctor. And he's known me since I was just slinging tats out of the corner hood shop. And like now, like I've got this great career. So like we've been on a very big journey together. And shit, what were you saying? Now I forgot.
Like basically we can be afraid and burn things down and then you can go back to
ships are meant ships are safe in the harbor,
right,
but that's not what ships are meant for. I really think we got it on a fucking fortune cookie one time. And like we just like it hit us so hard, like, ships are safe in harbor, but that's not what a ship is meant for. Like you're not meant to just sit there and be safe in that safe mindset
and potentially miss out on the wonderful voyage.
Right. Cause like he wouldn't be a doctor now and I wouldn't have this career, all these accolades in my past. So like, if we just stayed scared, like we wouldn't have gotten where we've gotten.
Yes.
So, it's really weird. And then like fear is also like largely a catalyst for most anger and rage that I go through, I think. Because you get afraid of something, you get big, right? Like, and you scare it away or you kill it.
Scarier than what it is.
Yeah, and it's weird how many things can be like tied back to fear. Dude, right? Like we're such complex and simple beings all at the same time. Because really, like, I get mad because I'm scared, and then I get scared to show that I'm scared, so I get more mad, and it's like it's this weird cycle. But yeah, and it's weird because there's something about like learning it and identifying it that kind of like makes it, back off. But then there's also this mastery of the fear.
Right. Then other situations are the same thing but look different, and then it's a test.
Right. Or things are different but look the same.
Right.
And you're like, danger, fuck this, and it's actually like, no, that's an initiation. You need to go through that to get to the next step.
Right.
And
how many times are you gonna have to do the lesson, you know, until
Right.
you learn it. And
Dude, how many times do you just get sick of your own shit and you're like, fuck it, I've just got to do this now? Like, dude, I just spent like as much as a small car or, you know, a reasonable car on a coaching program the other day. And like, I needed that because I haven't been scared like that in so long. And like, it freaked me out. And me and Donna fought about it. And then like, we found the joy in it. We found the glory. We found the excitement. But like, jumping off that cliff was fucking terrifying, man. Yeah, it is a ride, dude. You know, like, and like that, just that act in itself changed my journey on doing my own coaching programs.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was crazy because it was like, I guess I do play it pretty safe in my life a lot of the time now.
Yes and no, but right. And some things do warrant some like taking time and thinking about. And it's like, I guess I just like think of this because I'm like, what you're saying. And it's like I signed up for the class and you're just like, wow, that just happened so naturally and quickly. And I'm like, did it though? Like, you know, I just find myself when I write stuff in my journals, it's like I've been like writing this without knowing that's what I wanted in a sense, you know, like wanting to be able to be an effective communicator, as we were talking about, and I've written about it, being afraid that I would never be able to, you know, and just expressing the wanting and wanting to do something more than just do hair.
And then all of a sudden you find out that you're a healer and you don't know how to accept that. Even though you didn't find out just now, you already knew. Because you always know, like everybody always knows that they've got gifts. Everybody's usually afraid of those gifts the most. Like one of my gifts is that like, I have that, man, and that's cool. You know, like, and notice I had to say I have that instead of say I am a healer,
Right.
because I'm still weird about it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to run around being like, oh, I am a god.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
right.
but like really healing is just an ugly process that you can sit there and help someone through, you know, and like learning to hold space. And I feel like one of my gifts is really a wacky one. I have this way of like yelling motivations into people. Like, and it's like, I intrinsically like to argue, apparently. Like I get this, like, got this angry, argumentative person inside of me.
Arguing or justice or hyping someone
Whatever,
up,
yeah,
right? Like
and
there's a passion behind it. Like,
I like to fucking expel passion behind my words. And it's
Yes.
the easiest way to do it is with anger, I found.
yes.
But now that I've found, like, you know, motivating and coaching, like I can find a good use for yelling.
Right.
And you know what? If your problem makes me so fucking angry that I've got to yell at you and say, stop this shit, like, wow, I've found an effective use for, you know, my passion that I'm afraid of, you know,
For
like,
sure.
because yeah, you're right, dude. When you speak with passion, like me and Donna get into arguments all the time because I'm like, yo, stop fucking yelling at me, son. And she's like, I'm being passionate, bro. And I'm like, fuck. And like when we get into the groove of having that conversation, like we don't argue, because then it's like, hey man, you're making me feel fucking scared right now.
Right.
And she's like, no, man, I'm just passionate. I'm like, all right, cool. All right, well, try to tone it down because I'm having a hard time handling that right now, you know, like,
I'm receiving it differently.
right. And then that makes me realize, you know, like, and I keep fucking talking about this because it's what I'm going through lately. But one of my biggest things lately is like, I'm being taught not to take things personally by learning how to stop taking things personally.
Right.
And that's,
Take everything so
God, you do too? Fuck, man. And you know what?
Everything offends me, huh?
We don't even look like it because we employ fuck it so much
Right.
because we're so afraid of,
Defense mechanism.
right. We're afraid of people finding out that we're flawed and vulnerable and fucked up. So then we just say, fuck it. No, that didn't hurt me. I'm tough. And then we're just ending up fucking, right. And now we're fucking festery and sore. Now, anytime you come near us, you trigger us. So like healthy and effective communication is, dude, like,
get to the point of explosion.
right. Like I noticed in the shop, like if we don't have a meeting every month, the tensions seem to run higher. And like when we have a monthly meeting in the shop and like we have, you know, side meetings that need to happen as things go on, like we're able to get that pressure out, you know, and people are able to be heard more often. And then now we're more communicative and everybody's happy and healthy and whole. So yeah, communication is so important and it's so difficult because what we were saying, we both fucking talk a lot,
Yeah,
but sometimes we beat ourselves up for not being good enough at communicating.
right.
Because we talk so fucking much that we actually, take out the potency of the communication
Right.
or
Like,
the effectiveness.
yeah, it's like all right to be saying a lot, but are you saying anything in that process? And so yes, it's
Yeah.
been quite the journey in choosing words in a way that's like right. Because at the goal of it, it's like everybody's coming from a place of love, and it's like keeping that reminder. At least that's what I try to when I have these conversations. Because
Right.
there's definitely that moment where I'm like, no, fuck this, I'm going in hot. And then, I found that I have had to, there's been something to be said about waiting, even though that can drive us crazy because we've talked about patience. But sometimes when life and obstacles get in the way of certain conversations, that also does give me the time to calm down.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, when I'm thinking sane and calm and let every fucking thought go through my mind now, it's like, okay, well, the goal of this is right, everybody to win and
Right.
come out. Yep. So it's like, right, keeping love at the forefront,
Dude.
and not rage.
Dude, and that's like, my friend that I told you about that, listened to music and danced as one of his meditations.
Right.
No, I was hanging out with him at his place one weekend, and we were microdosing mushrooms together one day, and he was like, my center is art. When I operate through art, and that's my center. That's how I teach the best, love the best, give the best, earn the best. Art is like the most important to me, and that's how that's my center. And I was like, I don't know what my center is. And so like, jealousy popped up, and it's like, how does he know his center and I don't know mine? And like all these quick emotions started popping up, and then boom, love.
Right.
And I'm like, and then it kept popping up, and I was like, well, like love is my center. And like, I got the affirmative from him, because when you speak your truth, others can feel it. Right. And like they can give you permission to speak your truth at that point. And that's when I turned love into my brand for my business.
Right.
And it was always using love as my number one ingredient, was my tagline. And it was cheesy, but it was so totally true. And like
Right.
the healing that goes on in that experience.
Well, right. Because what makes us passionate, and it's usually because we strongly care about something,
Right.
but then when that gets deciphered as mixed in with all the other things to other people, when you're going off, it's like they're just looking at it as scary, and you're like, no, it's because I really fucking care. But then it's like, oh, wait, but I'm not operating right with that love mentality with the conversation. And even though it really comes from a place of caring, it's don't look like that.
Don't look like it. Don't feel like it. And then we have to check ourselves. And that's one of the big like parts of like any type of self-healing. You have to fucking check yourself. Because if you're running around fucking projecting, because your feelings are hurt, you're never going to heal yourself. You're just going to hurt others and hurt yourself more.
Right.
So, that in and of itself is just so powerful to be able to just acknowledge, hey, I am not operating from love. I need to. Love does cure all. Love does have all the answers, just in the act of giving it. The first life coach I ever hired, he tried to teach me that I had to just sit with Donna when she was having a hard time and hold space for her. And that was me showing her love. Because like we'd fight, and I'd be like, what the fuck do you want from me? And she's like, just love me. And I'm like, I don't fucking know what you mean. And like, I was a super damaged mutt when I met her, dude, and that was only 4 short years ago, where I feel like I've grown so much because of somebody reminding me that love is my source, my center,
That's simple.
It really is.
Right. And you're thinking, and it's also maybe being a person that wants to be the fixer of the problems. You like think there's an actual physical thing to fix, and it's like, oh.
No, just shut up and listen. That hit you too? That hit me too. That one fell on me hard. I'm not good at just listening, man. Like, so I want to be a coach. I want to fucking help people fucking work through it. But yeah, man, that's a skill I need to learn how to sharpen. And it's a skill I have to a degree. But in relationships, those people always get the worst of you.
For sure. Those closest to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's hard to be your best self to them all the time, and you figure it out by fucking it up, you know, and like, that's where life is, and that's, you know, comes back to relationship stuff. Like you're always solving a problem together, you know, and like.
But right, we've also talked about if you're not, then where's the passion and what's really happening in that relationship either. So it's like, okay, no, it's worth it. It's worth solving the problems.
Right. And you know, you said something a while ago about like comfort zone stuff, like having hard conversations you don't want to have.
Right.
Dude, I'm the bulldozer in the shop. So like if a hard conversation's got to be had, I'm typically the one that has to initiate it. And if I'm not initiating it, I'm supporting someone in initiating it.
Right.
So, you know,
because if you don't, who's gonna,
dude, and you know, if you don't fucking put the fire out, it's gonna burn.
Yep.
You know, like it's just gonna keep burning, and it might set other things on fire. So like you have to fucking get grown up, and like that's one of the things. I'm such a baby. Like I don't know if you are too. Like people think I'm tough because I do the things that suck, but I'm such a baby going through them in my mind.
Oh hell yeah!
You know, I'm like,
we say we're ducks.
Dude, we're ducks. Yep, cool on the surface. Fucking everything's going on crazy under that water.
Dying on the inside. It's also that human, because I think what I struggle with the most is like hurting people, but then that crazy thought of that is like I don't want to bring it up because of that, and then it's like, but I've now let it fester that I do the more insane.
Now I hurt him more.
Yeah,
I hurt him more.
Yeah,
because dude, like one of the things my first life coach had to work through with me was being a monster.
Right.
Because like it's no secret that I can be a monster to most people that have known me. You know, go on watch Ink Master and you'll see me throwing a chair. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so the problem, you know, I had to accept that part of me. And being a monster can be a good thing because it can control a room in a scary situation.
Right.
It's a specific skill set being monster.
No problem, right? Grabbing the attention of the room, but now you want to grab the right attention.
Right. And like it's easy to be the negative monster, you know, like fuck man, I've been that so many times, and I had to break the belief that I was a monster. And that's like go sit down and tell somebody who thinks so lowly of themselves that the first part of that is to stop thinking that about themselves. Like, it's impossible. But like that, like it was really weird, like breaking the belief that I was a monster. And Donna has supported me so greatly through that. And like she will, like in the times where I act like a monster, you know, she'll let me know, like, hey, I know you're struggling, but I'm still here.
Right. And
it's like, you love me even though I'm a monster? You know?
Even when you're scary.
Yeah, dude. Dude, because like I hate being scary. And that's like one of the things, you want to see me be a monster? Tell me I'm fucking scary. I'll show you scary real quick because I'm stupid like that sometimes. Right. You know, like try me, bitch. I'll show you fucking scary. You know, so like, it's and it's a never-ending battle, and you get better at things. Like dude, let's sit down right now and fucking write out who we are versus who we were 10 years ago. I'm sure we're doing way better now. I know I am 100%. But like, man, you have to learn how to have grace and patience with yourself through the process too, because you know, you can't make a kid 21 overnight. You know, and can't get mad at them if they can't age faster. You know, you can't get mad at yourself for not maturing faster.
Well, it takes time to learn the lessons. And like you even said that earlier, like even just learning, like you can only learn so much at once, like in a way.
Right, yeah.
So it's like, giving yourself the grace of time and knowing that as long as you want to learn, that's half the battle.
Right, and I've got opportunities on opportunities and opportunities like showing up towards me. And I was told by a dude one time, we've only spoken on the phone one time, me and this dude, and I needed him in my life for that moment. I needed a pep talk. He knew that, he gave it to me. And we talk on Facebook every so often, but like he told me, he was like, dude, right now you feel like you don't have enough opportunities. You feel like nobody wants to work with you. He said, there's going to be a point in time where you're going to have too many opportunities. And since then I've experienced that a number of times, but it doesn't feel like $50 million the way you would think it feels like. Like too many opportunities feels like overwhelm. It feels like, how do I commit? It feels like, what the fuck do I do? It feels like I have no focus, no clarity, you know, like.
Sometimes that feeling can be paralyzing.
Yeah. But like, it should be empowering. So it's
Right.
about reframing. Oh my God, we don't got to have too many opportunities. We get to.
Get to.
We got to. So yeah, that's one of the things that she's been saying, which is one of the things that one of my coaches, Matt Clemmer, has taught me. So like, you're teaching me things that coaches of mine teach me. So like, yeah, because you're a healer.
I get to go to work.
Yeah,
I
dude.
get to be here.
Right.
I get to be dripping sweat. Shouldn't have changed, but I get to change.
That's it, dude. You get to put glitter on your face because you're in the camera, hon.
Right. Fuck
So
yeah.
fuck yeah.
I get to be sparkly.
Yeah, dude. And that's the thing. Like, it's kind of cool because when people are sparkly on the inside, they tend to wear it on their outsides a lot of the time, or at least when they do the fuck it.
You know what? And it's that, and people like say different things because now I've made it a thing that I just do put it on, and it's like, you know, in the beginning, it's all fun and cool. Like, you know, I put on the glitter and I was like, I want to be this every day. And then it's like, I did start wearing it every day. And then there'd be some days where I didn't wear the glitter. And now it's just become like, people ask if I'm okay if I'm not having a glitter day. So now it's become a thing. Even if I feel like shit, put it on. What's the worst? I'm going to be sparkly today.
Right, dude. And you know what's funny? I have a story very similar to that. So Donna found me these outfits. You've seen me wear them. The matching ones.
Yes.
They're fucking awesome. Most of them are flamingo based. All of them are fucking tropical. I love being an old man in my tropical fucking attire. It makes me happy. All right. So like, I wear these things. So I go to the fucking amputee office, or the prosthetic leg office, and this old dude from New York. I say old dude because like mentor-y type dude. He came and dropped some fucking old dude science on me real quick, and it was in a very similar form of that. He was like in his New York way, and my mom's New Yorker, my family's New Yorkers, so like I get that type of communication.
Yeah.
And he's like, why aren't you wearing one of your outfits today? And I'm like, oh, and you know, dude, I felt attacked. I wanted to say, well, because I was feeling like shit this morning. I low energy.
Right.
You know, I was sad boy in it.
Mhm.
I was in my head and in my way a lot. You know, I didn't say that. You know, I could have and I should have, because you know what? Probably would have fucking, you know, opened the doorway to a vulnerable conversation. But another comfort zone challenge things, you know. But yeah, so he was like, you wear those things and they fucking, you know, they make people smile. You know what I'm saying? You bring people joy and happiness and shit.
Right.
You know, like you fucking, you know, wear that shit. It's fucking nice to see it. And I'm like, like, hell yeah.
But it's like, I don't like the whole like fake it till you make it kind of thing. But at
Right.
least with it, maybe it should be like those little rituals is a start to your day being better than maybe how it started out, right? Like, because
Right.
it is those moments like, yeah, Christ, the girl at Wawa was like, no glitter. And I'm like,
Right. Yeah, dude,
I just failed you.
they depend on us for flamingos and glitter.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying, dude? Like, you know, because it's stuff that makes people feel good.
Right.
You know?
And then I do feel good, right? It's like, because you know what? It's like very rare you get not a compliment, right, from that,
Right.
or at least something funny or
Right.
positive, like,
And like for me, it's a lesson in receiving.
yeah.
You
That's why
know,
it's so awkward getting the compliments.
you know, and like,
Hide.
and like, dude, I get them everywhere. Like I was going to the fucking gym one day, and this dude was going to the bar next door, walks over to me stinking like drink, and he's like, man, you're inspiring me to get back to the gym, man. I see you doing it with the one leg. And I'm like, and part of me is like, fuck you, don't you talk about my one leg. But you know, like part of me is like, oh, cool, man. Like me doing something I feel I have to do is inspiring others. Don't get mad at them for feeling inspired, man. Just feel lucky that you get to inspire people,
Right.
that people get inspired by you. And like, it's a lesson in receiving. So now when I wear these outfits, you know, if you tell somebody no when they give you a compliment, you may as well smack them in the face.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, instead of being the guy that looks like a happy party and is actually a grumpy old cunt, you know, like, why would I be that? Like, I want to dress the part,
Right.
you know? So now I get to dress the part. And that was what landed for me earlier when you said something like, when we start glittering and flamingoing, we're dressing like the person that we want to be would dress like. but we don't feel like we deserve that at the beginning.
Right. We don't feel like a flamingo. I don't
No,
feel sparkly, but by the
no.
end of it, we may, because we still.
Right. And you know, when they tell us great things, it's because we're doing something great just by existing. And that's a gift. Like, that's beautiful that we get to have that. And so many people, like, I love to highlight people's gifts that I see, you know, and like, I don't even think they know it. But like, you'll see it when I get mad hype about giving somebody a compliment. It's because like, I'm borderline ready to scream or cry because I'm so stoked because of what I see that they got going on.
Right.
You know, I'm like, fuck yeah, you fucking run that shit, son. You know, and like, you see them like get past the awkwardness and start to receive it.
Right.
Oh, that fucking dude.
It's like infectious.
Dude, it so is. And like, I read this book called The Life of a Daymaker on a recommendation from somebody I met on happenstance, which is always great, right? Those bonus meetings. But yeah, she fucking she gave me this book, or told me about this book, Life of a Daymaker. And it's just you going around, just making sure that your interactions impact somebody better. You know, like I like to leave things better than I found them type shit. You know, like
there's so much negativity, right? Why
Right.
add to it?
Right.
And
there's so much negativity here too.
no, right. And
You
that's
know?
the battle. It's like,
Yeah.
we want to be, none of us wake up like, I can't wait to piss people off tonight.
And be pissed at myself. and
Right.
them,
Like,
yeah.
that's not the goal. But then, right, it's a conversation of you let your brain take over, and then some innocent person can possibly
Gets
get
it.
Yeah.
You've done that, huh? Dude, it sucks when you fucking like
Yeah.
when you smack the wrong people for the wrong
Yeah,
reasons.
be like shit.
Oh man, like, and that's why like I try to, if I use my anger as a tool, I try to make sure, is it effective anger?
Right.
Is it going,
Is it warranted? Is
Right.
Is
it going to help empower, or is it going to tear someone down? Because
Right.
just because I'm angry doesn't mean that I have to passionately be angry. I could passionately express my anger by saying like, I would like to see this differently. You know what I'm saying? Rather than tearing people down, which I'm not the best at, dude. Like I'm you know, yeah, superhuman. And like, I have to fucking like go over a script before I go into a conversation. A lot of times, these are the things you don't say, don't say the easy shit.
Right.
You know, like don't go for the gullet. Like, you don't have to be a dick. You don't have to be mean. Yeah, it's easy. Be smarter than that. Be more creative than that. And the reason why you have to fucking turn the other cheek is because somebody's gonna fucking have to.
Right.
And if you've got to be the bigger person, then you
Because
get to be a
ultimately
leader.
Going for the knife doesn't resolve anything. Now someone's just dead and you can't fix it.
Right. And my dad always said, fucking, you know, revenge, go dig 2 graves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like
you blow up and then it's like you just fucked
everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's dead now.
Right.
We don't need that in our lives.
You
know?
everybody.
Dude. And like, so weirdly enough, I've navigated through some of my anger issues in the morning recently. So pat on the back for that. I'm very proud of myself. And it's only happened twice where I've like noticed it and I've de-escalated, or like stayed quiet long enough to de-escalate. But you know, I was having a hard morning, and it was when I started the sales calls. It was the day you came to town. I was having a terrible morning, you know, and that's a lot of pressure, right? Erica's coming to town, so fuck. I got to make sure, you know, that I'm you know a good host and this and that, and you know, like, then I got to make all these fucking you know calls today and tomorrow, you know. Now I'm scared. So it was like, shit, what do I do? And so in the morning I woke up really frustrated. I told Donna, she came and gave me a hug. She's like, is it my fault? I'm like, no. Then when we were leaving the gym, I was finally cool. And I was like, I was cooler. I was like, thank you for that. Thank you for holding space like that for me. I just needed to get through it. And I needed to. Yeah. And that's all it was. So Scott just joined the waiting room, and I just admitted him. So this man is the one who facilitates the workshop that I went to in Melbourne locally.
Okay.
And he is someone that I love, respect, and admire. So I am very happy to have him here. So whether you jump on or not, brother, I fucking am glad that you're here. So thank you. But yeah, so I've learned a lot of this stuff through him. You know, when going through the healing workshop,
poop and
Yeah,
just accept it and be like,
face it. Did I tell you the thing about when I had to stand in and act the anger card and I cried like a bitch and didn't want to do it because like I'm so afraid of my anger
yeah,
that I couldn't like act it. I couldn't.
surrender to it.
Yeah, I didn't want to face it like that, and like facing it, that was brilliant and huge. And so much has happened in the like 4 months since I've taken that workshop, and like in myself and in my life with the baby and the pregnancy, and having people coming in and out of the shop, and like losing
It's a
some.
lot of change.
Yeah, I lost some artists and thought that, oh my god, the shop's gonna go under, and then like I had a mad panic and fucking like ended up booking like almost 12 guest artists for August. So like I have so many people coming at different times.
That's like or is that like abandonment coming up in
Yeah.
that sense
Yeah.
of like everything's leaving and it's like, God, I just need to look at it as
Energy
being-
shifting.
right, making
Yeah.
room for something
Yes.
different and whatever. and
Yeah.
not being held to the one script we wrote ourselves long ago.
Right.
Oh.
I love that you said that about the one script because like a lot of the stuff that I'm learning in the coaching
of
programs
chapters.
I'm in now. No, absolutely. Like I'm learning how to reframe things,
Yeah.
reframe the past, reframe my mindset, my the way I speak to others. When Donna met me, I was not a very PC man because I didn't have negative intentions behind my words, and I didn't realize that I could hurt people with my words even if I didn't have negative intentions. So like I've learned a lot how to like be more inclusive with the love I give by the speech patterns that I adopt.
Well, right. And that can go on with like the things we say to ourselves too. It's
Yes.
like our intentions aren't to hurt our own selves, but it's like saying like, I don't know, I said, I'm the worst.
Yeah, right. And you're not. No, you're
but
not.
It's like, right. But
Right.
it's like those things too, the things we say to people that don't think we're harmful and then
Yep.
say shit to ourselves. And then it's like, it's extremely harmful. Like maybe not as dire as in that moment, of just saying something, but the pattern of it.
Absolutely. Like you don't know how many girls I've made cry in the piercing room because they'd be like, oh, I'm fat. And I'm like, yeah, you're fucking disgusting. You're huge. And like,
You're joking.
I was totally joking, but
Yeah.
like they start crying and I'm like, no, hold on. That was like totally a joke. I'm sorry. Like, oh,
I
fuck.
thought I was fucking with you. Like,
Right.
was you saying
Yeah.
that?
And you have to read the room. You have to know like some people are more vulnerable and scared and like,
They weren't saying that for you to validate.
right,
it.
right. Like, like they weren't saying it for you to like make them feel stupid. They were saying it because they needed a compliment.
Mhm.
They needed a gas up.
Yeah.
And you have to know when to fucking add gas and when to add brakes, like, and so it's been, I felt, dude, I still carry that shit with me. Like the amount of people that I felt bad because I just didn't act the way I
didn't see the signs or read their room right.
and just didn't care or like couldn't see it or just didn't act as the version of myself I wanted to be would be acting like.
For sure.
And so like that's why I feel like it's so important to learn who you want to be and then just start emulating that person. Cause like in the movie Cool Runnings, fucking they lost themselves trying to fucking emulate like the Swiss bobsled team. And when they found their way back to being them and training the way the Jamaican bobsled team would work and train, then they found their magic rather than like, so they emulated to a degree, but good artists steal, bad artists copy.
Right.
Good artists will steal the idea and put their spin on it.
Mhm.
And now it doesn't even look like the original idea anymore.
Right.
But a bad artist will just copy it. And that's it. Like, so do that with your life. Don't just copy the way that people are. You emulate who you want to be. And sooner or later, you turn into the better version of that copy that you would have just copied. And if you fucking give yourself 5-10 years of projected growth of this is who I want to be,
Right.
you can actually chart who the fuck you're going to be loosely and like,
Also at a more reasonable pace.
right. And
'Cause
then,
there's that level of like, yeah, I've definitely changed since my 20s.
right.
How much and how efficiently and like,
Right. And do it on purpose instead of on accident.
Exactly.
Like one of my coaches recently told me like, we're going to help you design your days to have good days on purpose.
Yeah.
Not on accident. And like, thinking of it like that. I'm like,
Choose to have a good day.
right, but like engineer it that way.
Yeah.
You know, like, and it's not all about habits, it's about what you choose to put importance on in your life, you know? Renee Little.
Okay.
Hello, Renee.
Hey, Robbie.
I would like to introduce you to my friend Erica as well.
Hello, Erica. How are
Hello.
you? I'm late and I have you for like 3 minutes.
Dude, no worries. I'm always happy to see your face.
Oh, I know, dude. It's been forever. I hope, do I see you soon? Or are you staying in Florida for a bit?
With the new baby, we're staying in Florida for a while.
Okay. I'll come see you in October.
Bro, if you're traveling, I would love to host you and have you guest in the studio and like maybe even try to put a collab together and do some really fun stuff.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah,
I'll
man.
be there for the Villain Art show in like Halloween time.
Okay, Tampa, yeah.
Yeah. But then I really like, it's to see my family and my friends and all that stuff. So I usually drive like all the way down to South Florida and back up again. And so, yeah, I'll come by and hang out and work and chill and collab and see baby. I just want to see and kiss that baby.
Oh my God, he is the sweetest little fucking thing. Dude,
He looks like a human. Like he is fully formed, beautiful jaw structure.
Oh,
like
that's
he's
so
gonna be
good to hear.
oh my gosh.
I know he looks beautiful to me because he's my son, but he's a little fuck.
Oh, I bet.
Renee, we need you hop on the other line.
I know I'm coming. I want to say hello.
Okay.
I'll send you the link in a second.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I wrap up here and hop off. And thank you. And Renee, I love you. And Gabe, you're a wonderful man. I love you too. And Scott,
Cheers. We gotta go quick.
Love you.
okay. Bye. So yeah, Erica Noon Disco Dreads on Instagram. If you're interested in getting any hair work done or any of her magical healing stuff. I am Robbie Ripoll. I run the Rad Movement. I also am now doing a coaching program called the Rad Academy, powered by the Magical Motherfucker Method. I have 15 spots left. If you are interested in being a part of that transformational program, DM me. And I love you all. Have a great day. Have a great night. Enjoy Renee's program. And Renee,